This is Victoria, an engineering student knowing the most in education. Today, we are the third philosophy of education, Reconstructionism. Reconstructionism for the transformation of society. The key word is social problems. It is an extension of progressivism, but with a very strong purpose. Reconstructionism believes that the transformation of the experience should be used directly to transform society. And all our practices are social practice, oriented towards social problems and improve social productivity. Reconstructionism says that it sincerely respects and borrows some ideas from progressivism and essentialism, and frankly admits that it is undoubtedly eclectic. Students are progressing, society is changing, so during our learning of Reconstructionism, the point is, how can we better respond to society, rather than simply compare it with other philosophy? Our first question is, why did it appear? During the economic crisis in the 1830s, lots of educators were so anxious that no one dared to allow children to continue to learn freely. This was also the period when progressivism was mostly heavily criticized for placing too much emphasis on process and direct experience at the expenses of results. While Reconstructionism argued that any education that did not point to group progress was less worthy of promotion. Reconstructionism believes that people are living in a social environment, not completely isolated. So it is very important and very positive to be recognized by society. In addition to the nature and interests that progressivism promotes, the possibility to do something for the world and build some sense of value are also pretty vital. Like this girl, for example, who is doing a project presentation to make an appeal to the community about environment and fairness, which is one of the education outcomes that Reconstructionism promotes. It is a firm belief that every learning closure should ultimately go to something that can make our society better. Then an inspiration comes to put some social issues at the front end of learning and to use some social situations to introduce the project-based learning. But what kind of social issues would be appropriate for this responsibility? I got 3 keywords. Empathic, specific, with a grip. For example, in the case of mitigating climate change, students can analyze the causes and find solutions to getting to the learning about temperature, the greenhouse effect, and the landscape and environment. The situation is related to every human being. The problem is specific with many actions. Through a series of critical evaluations, they will discover that science and technology are a double-edged sword. Everything has 2 sides, advantages and disadvantages. It is also possible to carry out discussion, student-teacher discussion or student-student discussion. When they feel that they are learning how to solve a comprehensive and complex practical problem rather than simply getting points from textbooks, the sense of meaning just naturally comes up. Also, students can practice a full process of reaching a social consensus in 4 steps. Firstly, express views around social issues. Secondly, present evidence of a desired social goal. Thirdly, have open discussion. And finally, after reaching a consensus, test a plan in actions. It actually covers 4 aspects of learning: learning through evidence, learning through communication, learning through consent, and learning through action. Learning through evidence is the ability to recognize and select resources. Learning through communication is an extension from top-down transmission to a two-way transmission. Learning through consent includes the process of unification of opinion and depends on the quality of evidence and communication. It is often the case that a person proposes an objective that is not accepted by the majority. In such cases, he either accepts the majority's view and modifies his goal, or sticks to his own views. So it is very important to learn how to defend our opinions and also respect the decision of the majority. Finally, reactions, which is the goal of achieving consensus. Ideas should be tested and confirmed by action, and during actions, students will truly learn the gap between idealism and reality. So how to teach to achieve the purpose? We teachers should encourage students to develop ideas and beliefs about their future society. Encourage critical evaluation towards social problems. Also create the conditions for students to go out of school and study in society. To understand their values, which is the fundamental motivation. Okay, for now, thank you so much for watching. In the next video, we will look at neo-behaviorism. If you like it, please subscribe it. See you in the next video. Bye bye!